Trump is running out of options for what he is going to try to argue in front of really any of the judges overseeing his very many criminal trials. You know, we've heard that he wants to blame advice of counsel in some cases, basically saying like, hey, my incompetent lawyers told me I could do this, so I did it. So it's their fault, not mine. We have heard in some cases that he just wants to throw everybody else under the bus. Like, hey, I didn't do the illegal activity. That was Sidney Powell. That is actually what has been kind of announced he is going to do in the state of Georgia. He's also, of course, argued in Judge Chutkin's case that she is overseeing against him. He said, hey, I've got immunity because I was president, and therefore I could just do whatever the hell I want because that's the presidential immunity thing. So he's tried a lot of things. He's got a lot of things he's going to try, but none of them are going to work. And that leads us to the very last question of this session of our Q&As. It comes from YouTube community member Brenda Scheller 3131, who asks, can Trump just fall back on an ignorance and possible instability defense against his charges? I think he's going to try the ignorance thing to a degree. I think that actually falls under the category of advice of counsel. So he's going to say that, hey, look, I didn't know. These are the lawyers. They studied law. They know law. So they tell me what I legally can and cannot do because I don't know. I'm just a dude. I'm a businessman. I sell houses and furniture. I don't know what he sells. Properties. Sorry, lost the word. So he's going to say, like, I don't know anything about it. They told me I could. I did it. Oh no. Yeah, I'm just a stupid guy. So the advice of counsel thing is a bit of an ignorance defense. Would Donald Trump ever claim the instability, go for the insanity defense? No. No. He has spent too much time in recent weeks trying to paint himself as the only mentally competent individual running for president. There is no way, even if his lawyers told him, you're going to be convicted and sentenced to the full 712 years that you're facing. You're going to spend 712 years in jail. 100%, we know it. We're going to lose this case. But if you plead insanity, you'll get away with all of it. I don't think Trump would do it. Because admitting that in court, by the way, and that admitting that in court doesn't guarantee that, the charges are dropped. It just means that you're going to go to a mental health facility instead of a prison. In some cases, you actually do still end up going to prison. But the blow to his ego, if he were to have to admit that and basically tell his millions of supporters out there, hey, I'm kind of nutty. He wouldn't do it. He would rather rot in a prison cell for 700 years. Not that he's going to live that long. Nobody will. But he would rather rot in a prison cell than have to even pretend to be mentally incompetent. Now, if his lawyers wanted to make that argument without him, which they legally can't do, but I think based on his statements, based on the way he behaves and acts and all that, I think they'd have a good case for it, right? You can't convince me that Trump is mentally competent. So I'm already on board with them if they want to say he's mentally incompetent. But they can't do it without his permission, so it's not going to happen. But ignorance? 100%. That is pretty much what all of his arguments are based on anyway. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel. We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.